Hello, world, and welcome back to another episode from Beyond the Matrix. My name is Sarah, and today it's Tuesday, so we're going to be talking about Mars for Mars's Day. I'm going to be making a video for the moon where I talk about the Leo full moon that's coming up. I just wasn't able to get to it yesterday, but it's okay because we still have a couple of days before the full moon. So this is the nice thing about doing weekly updates for each planet instead of trying to keep up with daily updates. So we're still going to be talking about the moon today, as she has just moved through a conjunction with Mars. And Mars has moved another degree finally. So Mars is very slowly picking up speed from having been retrograde for 3 months since Halloween. Okay, so first, we're going to talk about Mars and the moon together here in this intellectual air sign of Gemini. It's a mutable sign, so it's very adaptable. And with the moon, it can be with regards to our emotions, the relationship that we have with our mother, or the maternal archetype, whether that's grandmother or Gaia herself, the medium within which we are living. And oftentimes when we think about Mars, we do think about things being violent in some sort of way, aggressive, but it can also be very spirited and quick moving. So I can't get off Ren Butler's archetypal universe. I'll find some other text to read, which I have other texts, but I'm going to read about Moon and Mars. And since the exact conjunction happened while most of us were sleeping, I'm going to read from the Dreams, Images, and Themes section from The Archetypal Universe by Ren Butler about Moon and Mars. It says, at these times, the lunar aspects of feminine, family, and community are merged with Mars's action, assertion, and drive. People may dream about spurs to action by a woman, dynamic community events, family sports, or protective instincts. They may encounter scenes of family squabbles or disputes, such as spouses slapping each other's faces, aggressive youth, or sibling rivalry. Other dreams include family accidents, high-strung animals in one's home, or militant partisan systems, such as the Confederate flag. People can dream about females who embody young qualities such as fierce and strong women, female soldiers, women outrunning, or girls kicking a ball. Finally, these archetypes intensify the emotions in people's dreams in scenarios of uncontrollable sobbing or even screaming, sometimes audible to others near the dreamer. These are a sign that healing emotional release is now possible. Well, I hope you didn't have any nightmares, but turns out Mars and the moon together for dreams could manifest that way. It calls to mind a dream that I had maybe 5 years ago that's just really vivid in my memory, where I was a superhero and I was called to a scene, and it was like an apartment complex where they had a basketball court near where you would dump your garbage, or just a basketball goal in this kind of parking lot area. And I had received a message via my techno watch. So I'm kind of like Batman. And I was called to this scene. Nobody was there, but then I got ambushed. And it wasn't a visible ambush. It was just that I knew what was going to happen. So there was this eerie, creepy feeling that I had as I walked across this courtyard parking lot area. And I woke up trying to scream. In fact, I was asleep screaming. But it was a muted scream. So it was actually like, and yeah. So that's how I woke up, was that I was trying to scream. So that was the image that I got when I was reading that excerpt. So now that Mars is moving along very slowly but surely, we'll begin to feel that frustration subside. But we are still redoing the same thing that Mars did the first time going direct. So that's going to be somewhere in August. Mars was going over these same degrees. So we're having a repeat of, it's like Groundhog's Day, but over an extended period of time. And you'll see themes repeating from that time period. So specifically September 8th, from September 8th on, we're kind of reliving that some more. Then Mars is going to move through that square with the sun, but the sun's going to be leaving the degree, the 11th degree, and we'll have already moved on to the 12th degree. However, since they are still within that 3-degree range, this counts as a true aspect, a trine. So it's going to be over the course of a couple of days, Sun and Mars together. And remember, that's Sun is in this air sign, Mars is in this air sign. So they're adding air to the fire of the sun, the fire of Mars. So we really want to take action here. And because it's a trine, it's going to seem effortless. It would seem like there was some divine intervention, but it's just because it's so natural. So for the week, we could say that we're going to be sensing into this Sun Mars energy. And that means, according to Ren Butler's archetypal universe, urges toward yang boldness and courage, dynamic action and assertion, physical confidence and strength, bravery and prowess, straight ahead, directness, a stout heart, fighting spirit, honest sweat, something attempted, something done. Longfellow. Rugged individualism, an affinity for sports, energetic activity with males, sexual passion and virility. Reich's ideal of the genital character, shadow qualities, a tough and insensitive nature, a contentious and competitive spirit, a supporting approach to life, extroverted machismo, a fierce and hot-headed persona, loud and vexatious behavior, coarse or obnoxious manners, disharmonious and insistent self-expression, self-centered directness, goading audacity, rash and impatient actions. So Sun in Aquarius, Mars in Gemini. I see this as having the courage and bravery, willingness to do what we know needs to be done. So there's a sense of ease this brings to our mind. And I think part of it means letting go of something maybe we were planning on or working towards. It's just a course correction that's based on an adjustment of the road itself. So because the road is now different, we have to go carry out a new plan completely because it just won't fit with the road that's there, that's left. And I say that because Aquarius is this very innovative sign that's working towards the benefit of the collective. And when this is the ideal to which we strive, we are more willing to let go of whatever it was that we were planning to, okay, well, I can see I'm needed here. Or, okay, I can see that we have to do things differently. We can't do them like we've been doing them any longer. And I'm actually somebody in charge, or I have some dominion over this. I have some power here. I'm part of the decision making process because Mars, this planet of action, is in Gemini, another air sign. And this is innovative as well, in that Gemini finds itself in so many different idea spaces that Mars bouncing about all of these different ideas can bring them together and has a toolkit of various technologies that it's picked up over the course of its time in this sign of Gemini. So yeah, maybe that resonates for you. Moving along to Friday, Saturday, and it looks like on Sunday we'll have Mars and Venus in a square with one another. Venus is in her exaltation, and Mars is barely picking up speed. So you can think of this as a situation where Venus has a little bit more power. She's at least more dignified. She has more dignity. But Mars is starting to pick up speed. So let's read about some of the shadow qualities of Venus and Mars, because this is a square. And so it's usually going to be a more combative combining of the energies. So it says here, the interplay of love and anger in one's relationship life, ongoing jealousy and possessiveness, emotional disharmony and discord, relationship instability, and enjoyment of conflict, the sharp edge of love quarrels. Quote, marriage is a series of desperate arguments people feel passionately about. Katharine Hepburn. An imbalance between one's masculine and feminine energies. Alterations between excessive yang assertiveness and yin vulnerability. Tendencies toward romantic impulsiveness, brash, rough, or coarse manners. A lack of consideration. Sexual feelings causing trouble in one's friendships. Urges towards selfish gratification. Using people sexually or being used. States of hypersensitivity and emotionality. Hurt feelings. So a little bit of boat rocking here towards the end of the week with Venus and Mars moving through that square with one another. Venus actually breaks away pretty quickly. So by Monday, she's already moving along past this square as Mars is slowly picking up speed. Well, it might feel right to let the emotions fly, let it all out. It may feel better to lighten up this energy in some sort of way if you can tell that it's just the energy. This is the nice thing about knowing timing. It's like, when is it me? When is it external to me? And if you're not feeling the energy, you'll experience it in other people. So when you're not feeling it and somebody else is definitely feeling it, it's nice to have this information so that you can approach the conversation from the other end of the spectrum, if that makes sense. Somebody is feeling into the rage of Venus square Mars, you can feel into the comfort and creativity of Venus and Mars. You don't have to give in to other people's energy, and you can navigate this energy on your own when you consider the archetypes and what they would want. What would Venus want me to do in this situation? Or even what does Mars want me to do in this situation? And just sit with that, because it might be Mars wants me to be really, really bad. And so you have to sit with that and consider where that's coming from. That's your relationship with the archetype. So that's why we do what we do here on the channel. And I will be back tomorrow to talk about Mercury for Wednesday, but I'm also going to be working today on something for the moon, and I want to talk about the moon moving into Leo. In fact, it'll be on Sunday. I can see here. The moon will be opposing the sun. So we'll have a full moon in the sign of Leo, which is also about creativity and self expression. And the aspect will be exact on Sunday. So I'll see you in the next video.